Stephen, thank you for accepting to do that for us, and thank you because you are presenting a merit research project. So could you please tell us how you went all this year doing this?
Well, my topic was on how brain function during lucid dreaming differs from REM sleep. So it was quite scientific and a bit abstract.
But it was in the verge of like a comedy and a very...
It was something really weird, but also like scientific at the same time. But this is my proposal, and I basically outlined why I chose to do this topic, what research process I could do to answer my question, some of my capabilities that I would use for my throughout my research project, and some ethics and management of my research and time. And here is just some notes I put after of my reflections of how all these specific parts went. And I have some referencing for some evidence that I've done some preliminary research before I started my topic. And here's my lotus diagram. This helped me, at first I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something on lucid dreaming. So I did a lotus diagram to help me refine my question and show evidence that I refined my question and whatnot. This is my mind map. This sort of helped me express my ideas and also show evidence of that by, I outlined some of the research I might undertake, some things I could talk about, etc. This is my action plan. This helped me manage my time, what I needed to do by what time and when things were due. So this helped me manage my time throughout my research project to get everything done. This is just the extract I put in to fill some space. But basically this one outlined was my week 4, and basically helped me outline my final my final refinement of my question, and basically how I directed my research at this period of time.
So why you needed to fill this page?
Well, I figured it looked a bit empty, and I wanted to include it because I thought it was good evidence that I refined my question, which is one of the criteria.
However, you touched the point. Empty pages mean you don't have things to say. It's not an A+ quality. Yeah?
Yeah.
And what are these blue things there?
Oh, just some reflections of basically how it helped, just explaining how they helped and what I could have done next time, etc. This is just some of my research. I did a table, and basically I wrote some sort of focus questions that I needed to answer my research question, and each column is a source. So from this source, I answered each of these points except here. This is my reflection, and I have a box for the credibility and reliability of the source as well as all the information I needed. And the same thing here. So
that's a unique one-stop page. So you have to have the questions to be answered.
Yes. And I have the information.
Page or the source that's answering them, and the source analysis of that. It's okay? It is the music. Students will know.
For the bell. Anyway, I highlighted this red because I thought the markers might miss it. So in case, just to make sure they see that I did talk about the credibility and reliability, I highlighted red because that's important. And I just have some reflections here. This is a reflection of the sources I used, each individual one. And here's just a reflection of how the table helped me in general, how it made my writing my outcome far easier because I can just look at this and I have my information. This is my investigation that I did. I attempted to lucid dream as well, so I have a better personal understanding. And I included that in here, basically a quick method, results, and conclusion, just really briefly.
That was the verge, it was a blade running between crazy research and scientific research, but you pulled that very well there, because you present it as an experimentation.
And
excellent.
I didn't really have much proof that lucid dreaming is supposed to be controlling your dreams. That's what I wanted to confirm in here, and some other aspects of lucid dreaming.
And it was unethical to do with others, so you used as a true scientist yourself.
Yes, and that was very hard though. This is my source analysis. It's back to my secondary information. It just has some of my articles and a quick credibility, reliability, and some key findings. Because they want you to show a wide variety of your processes. And over here, just an annotation of a secondary source. It was an extract. It was far longer, but some of the parts weren't relevant, so I just cut them out and I put in the relevant parts, which I annotated. Some of my annotations are in red because it shows some of the more important aspects they're looking for, like cross-referencing. So I wanted to point that out. More credibility, reliability on the source, and reflection, making reflection for everything. Over here is my survey. It's quite difficult to get a survey, a survey I could use. So what I did was I went on a lucid dreaming forum where I asked people who at least know about the topic to answer my questions. And here, most of the people who answered my survey did, in fact, lucid dream.
So that's a very purpose-made survey, and that's the point of this, yes?
Yeah,
you don't ask people who don't have a clue about.
Like very good data if they don't know about your topic. So that's why I chose to do this with people from lucid dreaming forums. And over here was my survey. I mean, not my survey, my interview with a psychology lecturer, but he didn't mind being named, but I won't name here. Basically, just more annotations and highlighted in red are some of the important aspects they're looking for in your processes. And here I have a reflection again. And here's my weekly journal that I did. I just talked about how I managed my questions and how I got the interview in the end. I did the interview over email because it was in England. There weren't many lucid dreamer scientists in Australia, so it was quite difficult.
However, getting that inside information is very important.
This is my capabilities page. Basically, it just highlights which capabilities I improved, so critical and creative thinking and literacy. I basically just outlined how I developed it and give some specific examples, like using, analyzing, journals, websites, etc. And just, similar thing here. And just some pictures as examples. Here's my outcome sketch. Basically here I just have my questions that I need to be answered in each specific part, some of the information that I will use, and some websites or sources that I will use in these parts. Just a reflection. And finally, in my last page of my folio is the personal reflections. So here I just explain how each of my processes were useful or not useful.
And I think that's your most important thing.
Opportunities of research. So that's sort of things I wanted to research, and others I couldn't or did not fit with my topic that well. So yeah, just outline why I included these but not these, basically.
Okay. So your outcome is written in a
sort of a report format, I guess. Here is just I'm introducing my topic, briefly explaining what lucid dreaming is, and I go further into depth here. I explain into more detail.
Okay.
These are just my footnotes that you need to show that you didn't just make up all your information. You have evidence of where you got them from, and they're not just claims. And here I start to delve into my topic of the brain processes, so sort of metacognition, volition, abstract thinking, and whatnot. This builds up into my other parts as well. So I included this first, so as background, sort of it works as a point as well as background information. So then here I show brain waves. Here, so you can see some diagrams. The red part means it's more concentrated
active,
at the front,
yes.
Active at the front. And this is lucid dreaming in the middle. It's sort of in between REM sleep and waking. And in this section I sort of show that because
there is scientific evidence.
Yeah, there's scientific evidence, and these brain waves are also linked back to here, where the activated parts are sort of the reasons why these are present in lucid dreaming. And just more same topic, I have a Venn diagram to sort of make the processing of the information easier because I thought it was quite complex.
Mm-hmm.
And here I talk about blood flow in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So using MRI data, they were able to tell which parts of the brain were activated and deactivated as well. This is just a graph, a diagram on REM sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I included this because I didn't want to spend too much time talking about it when I could be talking about lucid dreaming. So that was just a quick, if you want to know more, here's a diagram. And then here I explain, similarly to the brain waves, how the activated parts are related to the brain processes, which increase as these ones increase. And I have a diagram here, another visual diagram to help you understand and visualize it.
Mm-hmm.
And I conclude by saying basically that from evidence from each of these points, I was able to come to a conclusion that lucid dreaming is characterized by certain points, which you can read if you want. And then basically I have my reference list here, and these are things I directly reference in my footnotes. So here I split them up into primary research, secondary research, and subcategories, etc. Academic journals, experiments, news articles. And a bit low, but here's my glossary, because I thought I had used some high shortcuts, abbreviations, and
so that people understand what they're reading.
Yes, to understand what they're reading, and some more background information on the brain, which I didn't include.
Okay.
And just my bibliography of pretty much everything I used in my research. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Stephen.
No worries.